guys. I'm Winnie. Welcome to my channel and welcome to our very first episode of Lived Experiences. And today I have a very special guest, Pascaline, and she is a Nigerian student currently studying in United Kingdom. She has a background in microbiology, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
From Federal University of Technology, Owerri. So she's going to be sharing with us her experience. You're welcome, Pascaline.
thank you. Thank
So,
you.
Passy, I want you to shed more light very quickly on how you found adjusting to the educational system in UK. What's the difference, judging from your background in Nigeria?
Right. So it's been okay. It's been okay, but there are a lot of difference in the education system. Yeah. There are difference in the system. Like, for example, in Nigeria, is exam based, like assessment is exam based. While in the UK here is mainly essay based. Not that most schools don't do most schools do essay, but some schools they do exam too. But mostly essay in most of the modules. Just few of the modules are exam based. So coming to I've adapted quite nicely into the education system here because it's something that is easy if you plan yourself and it's something that you can do, right? So in Nigeria, it's mostly like they teach you and expect you to go and study and give it back the way you've been taught. Here, it's called plagiarism and it's a serious academic misconduct. If you do it here, give it back the way an author has said it or a lecturer has said it, you will fail and you're going to face the panel definitely. And you could get extension from it. So it's different. Another thing is referencing. We reference back home in Nigeria, of course, but here, they take it more seriously. Like in my school, we use the APA format here. So you have to meet that criteria of referencing to pass. So in terms of the essay, they give you a set criteria to meet. You see this, do it this way, and if you do it very well, you're going to pass very well. But if you go against the criteria, you're going to fail. So it's easy when you plan yourself and they've told you what to do, and then you go back home and do it, or you go to the library, whatever facility that is okay for you, and do it. You're going to pass. So the major difference is the exam based and essay based, and
Okay,
then the research, yeah, down here.
thank you so much, Passy. Now, speaking of essay writing, and you
Yeah,
made mention of criteria, I just
yeah,
want to explain what you meant by that criteria. Is it like a guideline marking scheme the way we have in Nigeria? Is it that the lecturers
yeah.
give you the marking
So
scheme?
it's just like the way we have our lecturers back home. They have their marking scheme. So I've got this. When I was in my final year, there was as a time a lecturer came into the class and was like, "Who is Ogwejo for Pascalina?" I stood up. Uh, that I write as though I like I've seen the marking scheme. This is what they want you to do, and that's excellent for them. You're giving back them their marking scheme. Down here, they write it out and give to you to go and work on it. The first criteria is to ensure that this happens, and you go back and make sure that that happens. You're going to pass. So it's different. These people they hide their back home. They hide their exam marking scheme. Here they give it to you to
Wow.
work with it and pass. So that's the difference.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So, guys, you've heard it. They give you their marking scheme, what we call criteria here, and then it tells you the areas you need to shed more light on what they are
Yeah.
expecting to see in your essay. So, as far as
I-
I'm concerned, that's like a cheat book given to you free of charge. Now, speaking of facilities, for someone coming from an exam-based society into
Yeah.
an essay-based one, what
Yeah.
facilities are available within universities that can help you adjust? Because it
Right.
can be difficult if it's your first time
Yeah.
writing.
Yeah. It was difficult for me. Not really difficult because a day begins a story. Definitely. Now you will say that you're a bad ass, but it was weird initially. So you've got this support, like as a student, you have your portal. You go through your portal and seek for support when you need one. Say for example, they're giving you this criteria uh, to meet, and then you don't understand. What you do is to book a tutorial. I think we do it back home. I attended most tutorials when I was in year one, but this time you pay for it. Your fellow students are organizing it, but or graduate. But this time around, this one's a university lecturer teaching you. You book for it, book for a space, and then they book you in and teach you so that you understand. Teach you how to paraphrase, teach you how to reference, teach you how to meet criteria, teach you how to be a critical writer so that you are writing critically and not just being descriptive. Because that's one for you to pass here, you have to be able to critique, you have to criticize, yeah. So
Thank you.
of course there are facilities available for
Thank
support.
you
Yeah.
so much. So, guys, you've heard their facilities. So, make sure you ask the right questions. Use your school portal. Every information is there. Ask your
Yeah.
tutors as many questions as possible, and they will guide you. That's their job. So, Pasty, let's go down to family life. Let's move away from academics. Of
Right.
course, you came down here with your family, right?
Yeah.
How is it easy balancing the home life, family life, work life? How do you balance everything? Is there any gender based role for the male and the female in the UK in terms of who does what in the house?
Yeah. Okay, at the time when we came, it was quite easy. And then with school, it was manageable because I've got a lot of family members around. So it was easy, although I struggled with childcare and school. But coming to managing your home life and your school life, it will be easy if you have a mutual understanding with your partner and you've got a supportive family and supportive partner. Yeah. So it's not so difficult for me because my partner is supportive. Yeah. So it's more like we work with my schedule. He's a full-time worker. I'm a part-time because I'm a student. So I'm mostly at home doing my school stuff. I get to work extra time during the holiday. So I give him my schedule and he fits in his time, his own
Wow.
set rate. Yeah. So he knows that whenever I'm studying, he's supposed to be with the child. Yeah. He understands childcare. He knows what Nathan is supposed to eat at 2 o'clock. He knows what Nathan is supposed to eat at 4 o'clock. And if Nathan has had this, what's the next thing he will eat? So unless there's emergency, whenever I'm studying, it's more like I'm inside a room and I'm studying and you're is on the door. Do not disturb. Yeah. So and in terms of house chores, we've shared in such a way that it's easy for everybody. Because if you don't do that, you won't manage your home and you won't manage your we've been able to balance the work life better. Yeah. Because we communicate. There's an understanding. He does some and I do some. Yeah. The same way financially as well. He helps
Wow. Wow.
out. Yeah.
Wow. Coming down to finance, thank God you
Yeah.
mentioned it because I was going to ask that question. Is it
Right.
one person, one man empire, financial empire, someone, one person footing the whole bill, or is there like is it a shared responsibility, or is just one person who bears the whole burden of the finance in the home?
No, it's not like Nigeria at all. When the father has to do everything. Daddy will pay school fees, daddy will pay house rent, daddy will buy this, daddy will that, and then mommy is at home probably doing the housewife kind of thing and then contributing the little way she can. So down here is more like I'll use myself and my husband as an example. I do part time and he works full time. So we'll share it in such a way that it suits our salary. We have a certain percentage that we save from my salary and from his salary, and we have I do the tiny bills, that kind of water bills, gas bill that's not really expensive, and then he does the council tax, house rent, of course, so it's easier that way when you bring as the wife and the husband brings. Yeah, contribute both in chores and finance is easier, and you're going to save more money that way. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So it takes two to tango, really,
So
both
yeah.
financially and in every aspect. So
If you
guys
keep it,
also,
if you keep it to only the guys, eh, he's going to be mentally affected. No.
yeah, really, because it's really difficult. There are a lot
Yeah.
of bills to pay in UK,
Pay.
and even with this energy rise and the cost of living that is getting higher by the day, one
Yeah.
person alone is bearing the whole burden of the house finance. Is going to be so
Yeah.
stressful, and you wouldn't want to your husband to be coming back home to you stressed, because it will rub off on you eventually at the end of the day if he breaks down or becomes sick. So I think
Yeah.
we need to be supportive of our husbands. Husbands need to be supportive of their wives. So it
Yeah.
boils down to communication, like you said. Do what works best for you.
For you.
Every household is
And
different.
another thing is you don't look out how this person is doing it.
Oh, thank you
That's
so much.
that's what most people do. And the annoying thing and irritating thing is that most people want you to do it the way they are doing it because it's this way in my home. I want you to do it that way. No, do it the way it works for you. We're all here and we understand that it takes two to tango, like you said. Yeah. So do it the way it suits your family. Don't let another person dictate for you. You're supposed to use this amount and do this and do that. No. Nah,
Exactly.
do it like that. Yeah.
So you just need to be conservative. You need to
Yeah.
focus on your family and stop trying to imitate the Jones. Be
Exactly.
yourself. I get what you're saying. So let's
Yeah.
talk about working in UK. What are those basic things that you'd advise someone who's just coming in and trying to settle? What are the first steps that you have to take to land you a job, at least an entry level job for the now?
Okay. Okay. For me, just because I was informed, like we had a lot of family members around, we knew what to do. Like getting your national insurance number, your BRP. I mean, you're going nowhere without this document. So you just have to start working as soon as possible once you've entered the country to get this document. So it's faster. Some people, most of the things most of the thing we do is to calculate the number of days, months you stayed. Has he gotten work? Has he gotten a job? Yeah. So if you get all this document handy, it's going to be easy for you. It's just to apply, and then if you meet the requirements, you're definitely getting hired. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not.
In terms of getting a job, guys, I just needed to chip this in. When you're searching for jobs, they usually have this person specification and job specification. It's usually
Yeah.
a PDF. Don't
Yeah.
go past it, please. Just open it and see the
See
criteria.
whether
Life
you
is
pass.
easy, right?
You see whether you've met the requirements that they want you to meet. Yeah. Right. For example, are you having a good communication skills, being organized and all of that, so that if you look at the PDF, you know that, yeah, I've got this thing. You focus and apply for the job, or you go and learn the skills and come back to it, kind of thing,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. So in UK, one thing about the culture here is that they are very fair. There's this equality that they practice. So they make getting a job easy by giving you all the information, even down to salary. They tell
Yeah.
you how much from the advert that the job is, how
Yes, yeah.
much to be paid. So you can now decide with all this information. If the job is for you, you
For
apply. If
you,
it's you
if
move
they pay,
on.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
So
if
let's
not,
move.
start with and then look for something else. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a sound economy. Yeah, to be fair.
Yes. And even within your university, there's what they call career advisors. So if you're finding it difficult getting a job, you can always ask them. I remember I booked a session with one of them and they handed me a pamphlet where there were links to job sites that I could apply for. And they explained to me how to draft my CV. They can even help you with
Yeah.
CV format. So it's something that you have facilities at your disposal, whether you
Yeah.
are looking, even how to save is on the school website. They
Yeah.
have links to everything you
And
need. So
have
ask
you have
questions.
a lot of advantage to you have a lot of access to plenty information. It's left for you to use it. Some people will say if you are a student, make use of the opportunity because when you've graduated, you will not have such an
I'm
opportunity.
telling
Yeah,
you. I'm
you
telling
will have
you.
certain regrets. Hey, this is something I would have done. Now I'm paying £50 to do it. I'm paying so amount to do it. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
right.
Thank you so, so much. There's one final area I want us to talk about.
All
God
right.
is the center of everything, right? At least that's my own faith, my belief. Everybody has
Yeah,
their. So I want you to shed more light. This is a fast-paced environment, the United Kingdom. So most times it's difficult maintaining your Christian routine, going to church,
yeah. It's
creating time to pray. How are you able to balance it up?
yeah. For a lot of people, it's difficult. So I'm going to use myself as an example. It's quite challenging, honestly. Most time I even get lashed out from home. Where my mom will keep telling us. She says it in Igbo. "Unu na-ejekwa ụka? Jewekwa n'ụka." You know? Yeah. So always make sure you go to church. My husband is a permanent staff, so most of the time he gets to work weekends. Yeah, you have to work weekends sometimes. One weekend on and one weekend off. So it's usually challenging for him and for me. But what I do sometimes is when he can't join me, I go to church. And when I'm working weekend, we don't even go at all. So it's challenging to go to church because you have to work on Sunday. But this is something that we've decided to work on. We are planning towards not even working on a Sunday at all. And trust me, we're getting there. So it takes extra effort to maintain that your relationship with God. Like back home, it was so easy. Yeah. When you have to go to church every Sunday, you wake up because you go to work and come back. You're around all night. You say your family prayers. We're Catholic. We say our rosary. I say my rosary with my husband almost every night, and then we say our morning prayers in the morning. But here you find out that most of the time, most of the night, he's at work while I'm at home. So what we do is that when both of us were together, we say our prayers as a family. When he's not around, I say my prayer and go to bed. So it takes extra effort to keep a clean relationship with God and then go to church every Sunday. Yeah. That's something else. I am an Antonian, Saint Anthony of Padua. Catholics will know this. Every Tuesday it's easy for me to, take walk to the church, say my prayers and come back. But here, you won't be walking to church when you're in school or or when you're at work. No.
Oh gosh.
That some of the challenging aspects coming to keeping your relationship with God. But trust me, it wasn't as bad as it was when we came. It's getting better day by day. Yeah.
Okay, so guys, you've heard it. It's difficult, but it's doable. I think you have
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
intentional about it. And even
Gonna
like
brace
church,
up.
we have three services. There's morning, there's afternoon, there's
Afternoon
evening.
by
So
evening.
sometimes if
Yeah.
I'm able to meet up with morning, I
I
attend
go
church
for
by
6 p.m.
PM, or
Likewise
I
me.
even watch it online.
Yeah.
They air it
No,
live
I
on
don't know how to
YouTube.
do that watching online. So I don't even think whether they do it in most Catholic church streaming online. I think they did it just during that COVID. But now, if you must attend the Holy Mass, you go to the church. So
Oh, on
yeah,
my church. They do it is online, so there are lots of people that join service online. There are some
yeah,
people that are able to be physically present, so you can
right.
join online. Or sometimes if throughout the whole day I'm busy, the next day I'll go to YouTube, the church page, and then join the service and make sure that I participate and I don't feel left out. So I just think you have to be intentional, guys. So
Yeah,
Passy, video is getting it's getting too long. I just want you to share with us any final words for
right.
someone thinking of coming in to study as a student. What advice, what tips do you have to share?
Okay, yeah. So what I have to say is you should just plan your life. Plan yourself by yourself if you're coming alone as a single applicant. It's definitely going to work with a plan. There's this saying that he who planned to fail has already failed to plan. So it's better that you organize and know what you want to do. Then when you're coming with your family, then it's better and advisable to come alone. Get a
Yeah.
place, so that while you're getting a place and doing all of your school documentation, you're doing with a clear head. After you're done, your family can join you. This can take roughly 1 to 2 months. Some people even stay like 6 months before their family could join them. Yeah. So it's better. And when they've joined you, just plan your family the way you want to, the way you know that it will work for you, making sure that you're keeping to the rules of the foreign land. That's just it. You know their laws, stick to it. Yeah. So you plan your life. If your partner is going to work day, you work night. If you're going to work night, your partner should work day. So you're balancing the work life and
Yeah.
this home life. Yeah, with childcare, especially if you've got children. So that's the advice. And then ask questions from the right source.
Yeah.
If you're a
You can
student,
go wrong if you ask questions, really.
yeah,
So
yeah,
ask questions. Don't get tired. This is one
yeah.
country that I know they don't get tired of answering your questions.
At
Doesn't
work,
matter how many
don't
times you ask.
understand, ask question. Like when I started to work, I stayed like 8 months before I started working. uh the first few weeks I was always asking questions just to ensure that I don't make mistakes. How do I do this? How do I do that? How do I do this? How do I do that? Ask questions. Don't
Yeah.
assume you know. You're going to make mistakes. I promise if you don't ask questions. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Passy. It was really nice having you here with us. So, guys, I hope you found this video insightful. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click on the subscribe button. Like I said, this is our first episode. So,
Click,
going
click.
forward, we'll be getting a lot of people to share their experience. And it's been awesome having Pascaline talk us through her experience studying in United Kingdom. So, guys, this is it for now. Until our next video, keep winning and enjoying life. I love you guys. Bye.